Does climate change pose a threat to U.S. national security? According to a symposium of national leaders convened by the Henry M. Jackson Foundation and the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory, profound and pervasive changes are already underway. They say that climate change is affecting the nation's infrastructure, commerce, and military, and that its impact is only going to increase. Their thoughts on what's occurring and what needs to be done in response provide the focus for this edition of Rewind.
National security traditionally meant protection against military action by state actors. In the last couple of decades, that definition has broadened to non-state actors, commonly known as terrorists. But even that definition is now too narrow. As the impacts of climate change become more pronounced, national security includes this vast array of disruptions caused by or exacerbated by rising sea levels, drought, hurricane, wildfires, and other natural, other man-made disturbances resulting from climate change.
Climate change is not necessarily, it is an important issue for the future, but it's here now, and it's here now in different regions of the United States. We cannot attribute any particular one single event to climate change. But certainly, as Alice described, we can attribute many of the basic trends that we're observing to climate change, and we can say that certain types of events are consistent with an increase in other types of, increases in certain types of events is consistent with what you expect under a climate change, global warming scenario. Other examples of climate change impacts that matter for national security are things like extreme heat, which can affect training, it can affect force readiness, it can affect infrastructure, and a whole host of other issues that are really relevant to national security missions.
Climate change could restrict the supply of secure, sustainable, and affordable energy critical to the nation's economic growth. In 2011 and 2012, first the Mississippi, it's hard to see, was shut by drought, so the barge traffic couldn't go through. And when the barge traffic goes down, the alternative means of transportation are quite expensive, so that will have an effect on food prices. But then what happened is it shut due to flooding. And that's emblematic of the kinds of extremes we're going to have. We don't have enough water, and then we have too much water, which has economic impacts on our ability to secure our supply chain, in this case of food.
At the same time that we are facing this domestic impact from climate change, the catastrophic weather events around the world will create more demand for American troops, as is mentioned, not only for humanitarian purposes, but also for international events as well. It is clear that we need action at the national scale. Local governments may be the first responders, but we cannot stand alone, nor can we stand apart from each other in this endeavor. We need to work closely together at all levels of government to prepare for the impacts that we know are here and will continue to come from climate change. This must not remain a political issue. It must be a policy issue, one that we all address, and one that will be having increasing importance as we move forward.
So what do we do about it? In the simplest possible terms, we have to mitigate and adapt. We have to mitigate by reducing our greenhouse gas emissions as much as possible, as quickly as possible, and we have to adapt to the changes in the environment that are no longer avoidable.
For more information, visit wilsoncenter.org. Click the Programs tab to find additional resources from the Wilson Center's Environmental Change and Security Program.